I think I could start saying right away that my life sucks. Because, yeah, it always has. I grew up in a very traditional and religious family. My parents practically wanted me and my 3 sisters to become nuns. We couldn't talk to them about anything because pretty much everything was a sin to them. We couldn't eat jelly beans because they were bad. We couldn't use skirts because they were provocative and shameful. We couldn't sign up for dance classes because we would be getting too close to boys, and so on. Everything became even worse when I turned 13 and I realized I had a 3rd breast. Yep, you heard me right. 3 breasts. One day while I was taking a shower, I noticed a weird lump on my chest and it scared me very much. I asked one of my sisters for help before talking to my mother, as telling her about this and she seeing me naked would be way too awkward and embarrassing. So me and my sister decided to wait to see if the lump would just go away, so I tried to forget about it and go on with my life. We were going to a nun school, and in the afternoon, we would help at home doing chores and sewing clothes. And no, we didn't live like the Amish or anything like that. It's just that my mom thought it was a good idea for us to make our own clothes. 2 weeks later, the lump was certainly still there, and it was getting bigger each day. My sister and I didn't know what to make of it. All we knew is that it was the same size as my breasts. Thus, we decided to look it up on the internet. The first result took us to an episode of Friends where Chandler decides to get surgery to get a similar lump removed. Get surgery? I couldn't do that without talking to my parents, and that was the last thing I wanted to do. We kept reading and looking at photos, and it seemed that what was going on with me was just that, a 3rd breast. It wasn't something bad, but it wasn't something good either. It didn't stop growing, and it started to become noticeable. How could I hide it? My sister and I sewed a bra well adapted to my body, and my shirts became more and more loose. It seemed my parents were not suspecting anything. Either that or they didn't care much about whatever happened to us, because I admit I was acting weird for days. However, my other sisters did notice. They started interrogating me every day about what was going on and didn't stop examining me every time I had them in front of me. Winter came, so the clothes I was using concealed my 3rd breast pretty well, and I could follow a normal life. However, I couldn't stop thinking about what I would do in spring and summer. We had a river behind the house, and we used to swim there since my parents would only take us to the beach 2 times per year. I tried to think of a good strategy, but nothing I could come up with made sense. So one night, while my parents were asleep, I gathered my sisters and told my secret to all of them. When they saw my 3rd breast, they seemed amazed at first, but then they showed repulsion. They remained silent, as they've never seen something like that before. Then one of them cheered me up and offered to help me keep my secret safe. However, Laura, our oldest sister, seemed to have other plans. She simply said, "I won't say anything, for now." Laura was the sister closest to my parents and had a character very similar to theirs. I was certain she would tell them sooner or later. And sure enough, a few days later came Laura's first threat. We were in the yard and one of us had to go finish 2 pens for Dad. None of us wanted to do it, so Laura blackmailed me. Either I went and finished them or she would reveal my secret. That was the first time she did it, and certainly not the last. Summer was about to come. I was sick of Laura constantly blackmailing me, and I didn't find a way to conceal my 3rd breast anyways. So I armed myself with courage, and in the middle of dinner, I lifted my shirt and showed my 3 breasts to my parents. At first, they were shocked, as that was the last thing they were expecting. Those seconds felt like hours, but all of a sudden, my parents looked at each other and started laughing. My father then stood up, lifted his shirt, and oh no, he also had a 3rd breast? I don't know what's worse, that I also have a 3rd breast, the terrible time I had trying to hide it, or the fact that I just saw his. And to top it all off, they don't allow me to have it surgically removed. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, and if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode!